Welcome to Shorty's SuperCoach. Shorty's just going for a little bit of a drive down the coast. You can probably see the water just through there, down the back window, just down at Wide River actually. So yeah, had the day off, working both days over the weekend, not Saturday night, which is crucial. But yeah, I thought I'd go for a little drive, and then I thought, well, even when Shorty goes for a drive, SuperCoach popped into his mind, so I thought I'd do a little video. But if you're ever down the coast, if you're ever along the Great Ocean Road and you're a fan of a milkshake, well, Shorty loves a milkshake. This little, I've finished it off, but this little bastard, probably the best milkshake you'll have along the Great Ocean Road. Now, it's in Lawn. I can't remember the place. It's an orange, you'll see it, orange walls. It's a nice creamery. It's right next to Bottle of Milk, basically, the burger place. So if ever you're down that way, go in there, get yourself a chocolate thick shake. It's bloody amazing. So Shorty might not know his SuperCoach, but he knows his flavoured milk. So get on board that. Now, is anyone else just sort of looking at the Rucks and going, Jesus, this is a real headache. This could go either way. And Preuss is the number one guy giving me a headache. One day I'll wake up and think, oh, it's too cheap to not. And next I go, nah, this will just be the mistake that you always make. Where are you guys at? I'd love you to comment below and let me know your Ruck combinations it stands right now. I must admit right now I'm thinking I'm going to go Grundy and Darcy. But all of a sudden Darcy's body's just starting to worry me just a smidgen. You know, he's sort of come off the track, had some Achilles issues a few weeks back. Now, they say he's right, but they always say that. He's a big lumbering fella. Amazing year last year. I don't know. I've just got a little bit of skepticism about, can his body hold up? It's a lot of money for a guy who's done it for 1 year. I'm locked and loaded on Grundy. Don't get me wrong. And I'm red hot on Darcy if he's fully fit. I just want to see how he's going through the pracky games. But then there's a lot to think about too. Can we have Preuss anyway, but just chuck him at R3? Do we just go Jarrett Witts, who's, you know, not as sexy, he's sort of in between, about 390k, but he's, you know, again, if he looks like he's recovered pretty well from that long-term injury, then he's going to just give you a real solid 90 every day of the week. Now, the thing with Preuss, now, I really am quite interested to see. Look, someone asked me in the live stream, and apologies about the live stream, the audio was absolutely shit ass. I don't know. Shorty got the camera going, and somehow the audio's butchered itself. So I don't know what's going on. We'll have a play around with that. But someone asked me, who are you most keen to watch closely in the pracky games? And Preuss would be my number one guy. In fact, the Giants will be quite interesting just to see where he and even Cornelio are rolling with. Now, I'll do the Preuss numbers at a later date when he's a sole ruck and when he's not, but I had a quick look at him and his numbers, look, if he's fit, if he can stay on the park, his numbers as a sole ruck, amazing. You know, he's an 85 plus lock. Now, what's Flynn doing? You know, he looked so impressive late last year, or early last year more so. The Giants, you know, historically have chopped and changed with their ruck. You know, Preuss could be a bad game or two away from being dropped at any moment. Or even not just dropped, but just maybe they go, actually, we'll give Flinny a bit more of the ruck duties this week. That's my biggest concern. Not so much... Look, we saw Max Gawn, if you look at his career, inconsistent in terms of playing every game in his first 4 to 5 years. Darcy was the same. These big blokes, and I think Steph Martin was pretty damn injury prone to start his career as well. I don't have as much of a concern about Preuss breaking down. Of course, it's always a concern, but probably my main issue is just, could he be the number one ruck for the first 4 weeks and then they just decide to change something up, or the first couple of weeks and then horses for courses, they just look at the team and go, actually, we're going to try and play Preussy and stretch him a little bit down forward. That's my main concern, just consistency. But then I go, the bloke's 200k and has had some... I've heard some people say he doesn't, you know, he's, even when he plays, he's no guarantee to score. I'll do the exact numbers, but I'd like to counter that. I think if he's the sole ruckman, or I shouldn't say sole, if he's the number one ruck, you know, he's getting 36 hit-outs and the second bloke's getting 12, just giving a chop out, and Preuss is getting 41, the other bloke's getting 10. Then he scores. He scores. So, very interested to break that down for you when I can. But I don't know, I was just driving around and just had me an old headache. You know, then you got Lynch as well. Honestly, I think Rowan Marshall's nicely priced, but look, right now I'm sort of thinking, and there'll be people shouting at me going, why don't you just pick Gawn and Grundy? I do have slight concern, not even concerns, I don't really like picking Gawn at that sort of price when there's almost just the impending rise of Luke Jackson. And that's not to say Gawn's going to fall off the face of the earth. He's still going to be their main guy, but Jackson's just going to get more and more and more time in the ruck, isn't he? You know, feel free to argue that point, but he's only going to share it more and more as the years go on. Am I wrong? So I think Grundy's a lock. Darcy's got basically no competition, really. And it's way safer to just set and forget. But at this early stage, Preuss at that price tag, poof, geez, he's a head scratcher. He's a real head scratcher. So I can't wait for footy to be back. I can't wait to just watch some footy and watch some really SuperCoach relevant players run around, and we can actually get a genuine idea of what's going to happen, because for a while now it's been guesswork. We'll finally get to see how some teams are going to line up, which will be really cool. So but I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I said, I'd love you to let me know how you're shaping up with the rucks. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Any video ideas or questions, feel free to throw them my way as well. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you did. I'm trying to crack that 3,000, bit of a milestone of mine for definitely this year, and I think even late last year I was like, I wonder if I can hit the old 3K some stage next year. So all your help certainly is appreciated, and I'll be back soon, probably Saturday or Sunday, for another video. Cheers.